सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. Hari Om. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. We are now into the fifth adhyaya of the Bhagavad Gita and we are looking at the 22nd shloka. Can someone recollect anything that we have seen last? We can form the link and move ahead. Yes, please. Anybody?
So in this fifth adhyay, Krishna is more focusing on actions, but without
Ji.
attachment to the result. So he's saying act without claiming the ownership of the result. Okay, that is the true liberation. Uh, the true liberation will come when from detaching your ego from your physical actions, that I am there, I did this. We should not claim that. Okay.
Ji.
Then what do our souls should, what is our soul's role in this? So we recognize our body, means to soul. Soul should recognize the body as only it's acting according to the nature, and
Okay.
not the objects. Soul only witness.
Okay. As a witness with the Sakshi Bhava, you must learn
Sakshi
to
bhav. Yes.
observe. These are all my faculties, but I am more than. I am not my eyes only. I am not my
Yes.
hands only. I am more than that. So let me
Yes.
focus on that which is greater and look at all of it in a what we can say
And
in a detached manner.
equanimity. Yes.
Yes,
Detached
equanimity.
manner, and equally we one should see
Yes, Jim.
everybody, treat everyone with the same respect and the dignity. Okay.
Yes, that is actually the
Whatever it
most
is. Yes.
basic tenet of Bhagavad Gita is samatha.
Samata.
Samatha, or what is it? Samatvam yogam uchyate. That is real. What is you're able to see the balance. That means I will look at everybody with the same equanimity.
Both equanimity in our actions also, in our behavior also, and with the other fellows also.
Others also. Meaning I
Every
cannot.
living being, be
Can
it
I be?
anybody.
Yes, Gayatri ji, can I be partial little bit towards myself? Give me a little bit longer rope, or uh,
Not really,
hmm.
but if it's about gaining the higher consciousness, I should think about, but not harming anybody. I should think about me, but
Means
to be
I'm
higher.
slightly better than the other people. This kind of approach. Can
No,
that come?
no,
Not a
it's
problem.
then again, it's a dominoes
It's a
effect will come.
problem. Yes, isn't it? Domino.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. One of
That
means
will
that
lead
means
you, that will
then
ignite your ahankar,
ahankar, and it can come
maybe.
to anybody because
In
ahankar is like we
Yes,
are like
in
in a
Shiv
very
Tandav, the most
in
ahankari we call that Ravan. He also says in verse of Shiv Tandav that Drishad Vichitra Talpayor Bhujangamokti
Bhujangamapti
Kasrajor
kasralu girishta
Garista
ratnal
Ratna
nushtayo
Lostayo Surad Vipaksha Pakshayo
ah
Trunaravinda Chakshusho
sho
Prajamahi
prajamahi
Mahendri
mahindrayo
Drayo
samapradut
Samam Pravratyayan Manah
samapradut.
Kada Sada
Aha.
Shivam Bhajamyaham.
Wow, wow, wow. So beautiful.
So he
It's
also
a
says
very
that
lovely, Gayatri ji.
we
Absolutely.
have learned this Shiv Tandav Stotram. Me and
Wow.
Dr. Avni ma'am, we both learn it
Oh,
together.
oh, so lovely. And you are even knowing the meanings of it.
Yes, that is the
That
very
is such,
beautiful thing,
yeah,
because
yeah.
when we chant that, we know what we are chanting, in which
Yes.
context and everything.
Such a
Yes, very
beautiful,
beautiful, and
yeah.
poetic meter is also very
Yes.
good.
No, no, and it is good that you
So,
could immediately connect it with the samatha of the Bhagavad Gita. And yes, that is
yes,
really
that is the beauty
commendable.
of our Sanatan Dharma.
Yeah.
Any path you choose, everybody is leading us to the higher consciousness.
Yes, yes,
So it's
yes. Ji,
very
ji. Ji, ji,
beautiful.
ji. So this
Yes,
is means to not to myself only. Whatever scale I am using for others, that same scale is for me also.
for me
Whether
also.
it is my close friend, whether it is my partner, whether it is
Partner or
my
opposition,
opposition, where my brother, my sister,
brothers,
whoever it may
yes.
be.
It a
All.
blade of a grass and a petal of a lotus should be same for us.
Yes,
Drona
yes.
Ravinda
But
Chakshusho.
ha.
Everything.
Yeah. So nice. Yes, yes. Guys, just one question because sometimes people get very offended. I remember a particular relative. I said, I will look at you with the same oneness that I will see anybody in the world. That person got very offended. That means what? You don't care for me. You are treating me like I'm just somebody else. But doesn't that happen? Or it is not, we're not treating other people also. We're giving the same love, isn't it? We're
No,
not moving.
that is the person's mentality and
And
what
it need not be a
they are
bad thing at
carrying.
all. It need not be a
That
bad
is,
thing at all, isn't it?
no, we have
We have to
not
keep
done
that.
anything bad.
We have to keep the samatha. Absolutely. Yes, see. Please
एक
continue.
चीज मैं can
Yes, sir. Pankaj. Okay, sir.
yeah, I want to add something here.
Yeah.
जब मतलब किसी को oneness से देखना है, everybody you see with the same kind of affection. I feel आप वो कितना भी कर लें, there will be always bias.
Ji.
Now,
True.
I mean, I'm just trying to be honest here.
Okay.
Although we try to be equal,
Okay.
the examples which I can give, like even Sri Ram ji, Bhagwan,
Okay. Oh.
वो हनुमान जी को ही ज्यादा चाहते थे.
Is it?
Or
We do
maybe
not
हनुमान
know.
जी,
We do
maybe
not
हनुमान जी
know
शायद
because
No. Here the karma yoga
yeah,
also comes
Maryada
with
Purushottam,
bhakti.
he had with bhakti, he had come so close to the heart. But I
yeah.
don't think Sri Rama would reduce the 1 day of his exile for Hanuman's sake,
Yeah,
No,
that is true.
isn't it?
No,
Hanuman
both
has
Not
come
even
close
one
to Sri
day.
Rama.
Vibhishan also was a Ram Bhakt.
Hanuman has come
Hanuman
close
was
to
also
Sri
Ram
Rama
Bhakt. But what is the
because of
difference
his
between
bhakti.
those bhakts? That being to save Sita ji, he jumped that ocean also, and
Yes,
Vibhishan was there, but he could not do anything. So,
yes,
मुंह में राम और हाथ में काम राम का.
yes, yes.
That
No,
should
but
be
that
there.
is one interesting thing happens is when you are my favorite. Some people tell that. And then some 7, 8 people, especially the elderly people in the home, no, they tell to they have many daughter-in-laws. They'll first go to tell one, you are my favorite. Then you next daughter-in-law also, you are my favorite. You are
Always
my
divide
favorite.
and rule.
So that could be one, but in the Gita in 12th Adhyay, Krishna will say, Mat bhakta same priyaha. This is my dear devotee, this is my dear devotee. Then comes the question, how can there be so many dear devotees? Well, when the divine is equidistant, all can be dear, and each one is dear for a separate reason. Means Rama's love for Vibhishana will be different. It will not
Different.
be lesser than his love for Anjaneya or anybody for Lakshman for that matter. It is the same. He followed it. He was a Maryada Purushottama who had to struggle a lot to be the example. So,
Actually, they
yes,
lived their life because killing Ravana was just a blink of his eye,
yes,
was that. But
absolutely.
they
Was it
lived this Krishna
right?
also, Rama also, they lived this life
Ji,
and
absolutely.
become an
Yes,
example for us.
yes. And the Gita is also about living that. Yes, Pallavi
And
wants to
even
add
गीता
something.
में भी तो even गीता में भी
Yes, sir.
श्री कृष्ण भगवान ये
Yeah.
पांडवों में से पांचों भाइयों में से अर्जुन को ही ज्यादा
Ah,
चाहते थे, हमेशा
okay.
अर्जुन को ही
So
सखा
this
He was
is
a
ठान.
good student, I guess. He was a
Pankaj
good
is
student.
slightly leaning towards saying that all of them have a bias, so we should have a little bit bias. But let us see in the further chapters where Gita Krishna is going to talk about relations and everything. And there's a very interesting thing about in Gita also. Why Arjuna was chosen? There are so many factors in the Mahabharata because of Arjuna's history with Krishna. But anybody else also could have been chosen, only they were not receptive. Even Arjuna was not receptive for Bhagavad Gita till the second Adhyay, till he said Shishyasteham Shadhimam Tvam Prapanna. Means till that surrender came in. Yes, Hashiji wants to add something. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to just generally say it's okay for all of us to say, oh, you know, like you said, God doesn't, he had a favorite and all that. But to be fair, when you are not offering anything or listening or anything, why should you have expectations? If you can't give, then why should you have
can't expect.
expectations that, oh, look,
Okay.
you prefer that one, you prefer that one? It's how we see things. If the other child or the other person is doing
Yes.
more for the
Okay.
God smiles at them, or the mother
Ji,
does, think,
ji,
well,
ji.
why not me? But why don't we look, what am I offering?
Ji,
If
ji,
I'm
ji.
offering God or
Be
mother,
eligible
mom
for that.
will look at
Otherwise,
me too.
Okay.
So it's
Yes,
up
ji.
to,
An
individuals.
individual.
When we want, we should learn to
Yes.
give as well,
We will
whether
now
it's God,
see.
your mother,
Yes.
or another human being.
Yes, yes, absolutely, Shashiji. And I
Well, I
think that
call all my granddaughters you my favorite individually, and they
huh.
are.
Yes.
Collectively, they are.
Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Yes, Shashiji. I think Shashiji is giving a lived experience of her relation with her granddaughters. So
I
yes.
was
Yes.
I
And a
was a
family of
favorite granddaughter of my grandmother.
We do not know if grandmother should be telling confirmly because
No,
she
no,
might have said. Anyway, let us now forget
because
about the
I was
favoritism.
obedient
We
one.
will
Yeah.
let us come back to one book which is our favorite, the Bhagavad Gita. So Pallaviji wants to share something, is it? Then we go back to the summary and let us begin the session. Yes, Pallaviji.
So, yeah, we are talking about favoritism.
Yeah.
We are talking about favoritism, right?
We are not talking about favoritism. There was a point
Just
raised by
topic
one
came.
of our participants, and that is a topic which we are going to keep aside for a while because
So,
that
I have a
topic.
question actually.
You have a
So,
question? Okay. Yes, ji.
so we have a family and we have a duty to fulfill, right? Like a mother needs to take care
Yeah.
of the child.
Yes, yes.
So, in a situation like when the mother has to feed a baby, and
Yeah.
there are two babies, one is not hers and one is hers, but she can only feed one.
Okay.
So, who like choosing your baby
Or
is
but
a
can she not give half to both the babies?
well, it's not about
Because
just
no,
feeding,
but
but
it is a situation.
something.
I will just give you a small story of our great Swami Vivekananda. You see, he left his home, isn't it? Means his home, he had his own family to take care. But in the search of the divine, he left his home, and he always felt. In that time, Bengal was not really in a very nice state. There was a lot of, there was famines and people were struggling with poverty. And here he was seeking the divine, and somewhere in his heart, he felt for his family. So he goes to his guru, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, and he asks, "Can I not ask for my family? Because, you know, my family ultimately." But you also remember Duryodhana was also favorite of Dhritarashtra, isn't it? What happened because of Dhritarashtra's favoritism is a very good example for us. Because indirectly or unknowingly, because of favoritism, we sometimes fall in the trap or we set other people. But let us come back to Arjuna, this Swami Vivekananda's story. So he said, "Will Ma Kali not, I'm doing for the sake of the world so many things I want to, I'm on this path for my world family, but will Ma Kali not take care of my family?" That is a simple question, a very logical one, isn't it, Pallaviji? That will Ma Kali not take care of my own family? He said, yes, why not? Can I ask? Because there Ma Kali was Jajwalya in that Kshetra. So can I not ask her? His guru said, go and ask her. She will take care. So Swami Vivekananda goes inside. But there in front of the vastness of the divine, he forgets that what he wants to ask. He comes back again. He comes back again to his guru and says, I forgot. No, no, go again and ask. But every time he went there, no, he forgot because now the perspective of his broadened so much. He says, no, I have one or like you just see, I do not have only one or two brothers or sisters. When my heart beats equally for everybody, even beyond blood, we have to learn to see that, isn't it? There is something, and the higher truth is there. So that perspective widens, and then Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam means my world is my family. Who is not my family then? That time it is the tarka of your viveka which will guide you. What is to be done at that desha, kala, paristhiti will be done not by a bias, but what is the right thing. Just because your mom is your mom, will you let your mom go if she does something wrong? No, isn't it? Why is that? Because again, that is a Satya. The Dharma of Satya has to take care. And when Satya Dharma comes front, all the other biases automatically fall down. So that is all we can see for now. But let us see. Krishna talks about how to deal with dearest ones also. He talks about that in the next adhyayas when we come ahead.
So it's you're telling ki we don't hold a duty to our family if we are doing something in view of the
Yes,
whole
for the
world.
world's sake. Yeah, isn't it? Sometimes for the sake, if a child has to only serve the parents, then the child will never leave the home, no? Why does a child leave the house? Because now the bigger family, the world is there. Towards the world, I have a duty. Like Dr. Abdul Kalam, you look at it. He personally didn't have a family itself, isn't it? And he did not marry that way. He had a big family, and you see, he had children, so many children. He had what we can say, thousands and thousands of children. Manas Putras, isn't it? And Manas Putris. How is that? Well, that is again a like it's a broad-minded approach, isn't it? So exactly, we have to broaden ourselves, not just limit ourselves, because that alone will allow us to progress. Krishna is not ordering us to do anything. If he says, he's not saying don't. He says, what happens when you have favoritism? What happens when you have certain limitations? If you say, I want to have these limitations, he'll say, Astu, karma phala. You are free, nobody is stopping you. But remember, this is the way. That is all he says. Alright, ji? Okay. So, Gayatri ji, we'll just maybe look at any other point you or we are done. We're up to date then. The last part where Krishna said was such a person who starts relating to the self, to the divine self, to the self inside, slowly withdraws from outer temptations of senses only. He's able to relate. One of the ways of relating is through dhyana, through meditation, through contemplation. Because if you just ask yourself, who am I? No, no, I am who I am. I can see in the mirror. Beyond that, I don't know anything. But if you go quietly, you can probably get that higher understanding. So Krishna is talking about that. He says, somebody who recognizes that, that person experiences the highest bliss. Svena swasmin swayam brahma swe mahimni swanubhutam. The anubhuti will come to that person. That person will realize the highest truth, the highest bliss. Let us go on. Krishna again says in the next shloka, Yehi sansparshaja bhoga dukkhayonaya evate adyantavantaha kaunteya na teshu ramate buddha. So it is a choice, this way of the wise, no? It is not a compulsion. It is not enforced on any of us. We are free to walk on the path. But Krishna says, see, why do the wise choose to not get trapped in the senses? It is as simple as that. From the sensual means, all the enjoyments that come portend towards gloom, and only sorrow they become. For they are fleeting, with a finite beginning and end. O Arjuna, they attract not the wise, who can clearly comprehend. The wise are having not a myopic view, they have a very broad minded view and what we call Dura Drushti. They have some kind of understanding which is beyond the immediate temporary, you know, sense gratification related actions. They will never get attracted to it because they have understood it. That all the happiness that come from the senses are limited. Is that not true? Our senses are only limited. And senses don't function the same way all the time, isn't it? After a while, the senses' ability to perceive and experience also deteriorates because it has a finite, we can say finite beginning and a finite end also, isn't it? They have a temporary aspect. Like just imagine um, somebody who likes sweets a lot and says, my world is the sweets that I eat. And one day that person gets a blood test report which says, okay, this guy's got hyperglycemia. Sugar levels have increased too much. Then does that not become a poison? And that person has to let go of that particular desire, isn't it? If that person has to move ahead. It is as simple as that. All these yogis understand that sensual happiness, how many times you can have. It will not give you the satisfaction at all. After a while, it's like the novelty is gone, isn't it? Sometimes a favorite dish. overeat your favorite dish daily for 15 days, what will happen? It will cease to be your favorite dish only. You will be like, oh, enough. I don't want this anymore. Because that is
Quickest
an,
cure.
yes, yes.
It's the quickest cure.
It's the quickest cure. Absolutely.
He
It is some,
sarvatra varjayet.
yes, ati sarvatra varjay, too much of anything. So like that, these indriyas are limited. That is something the wise understand. And so they do not. It's like, so it is for anything. If you see even intoxication, too much of something will again destroy, and we have to understand that some I am beyond my sense. Imagine for some reason my ears stop working. I am not able to hear. Will that mean I cease to exist? No. I might actually be having a very good time speaking whatever I want because now I can't hear. No feedback mechanism is there. But my life will continue. Just like if eyesight fails, it is still it I will lose once indriya of mine. The ability to see will be lost. But that does not mean my existence is going to disappear or vanish. Because senses are not everything. They are a part of my life experience. So I will not run only after the senses. That is what the yogi understands. Krishna goes on. And it is important to understand that it has a finite limitation. Say all the wealth that we believe wealth is source of happiness. A lot of people say that. If you have money, then you have power. If you have money, then you are able to experience bliss. But I don't know if it is bliss. It's probably like pseudo bliss only, isn't it? That moment it will come. But what happens afterwards?
Other problem comes in.
Yes, Ji?
Other problems comes in with
Other
money.
problems come in, and the richest man in the world now, currently the richest man, one day he suddenly put on the online messaging platform, I guess money can't buy happiness.
Yeah. You can't buy
Ab-
happiness
Yes, and
with
absolutely. And
money.
it cannot give peace of mind also.
Hmm.
It cannot, but even if you're a yogi like Janaka was peaceful with money also. That is another interesting. So money is not evil. Money is not the evil. Lot of good people said that and ran away from where wealth got into the hands of asuras. Then what is Mahalakshmi's work on earth? How if asuras control Mahalakshmi, what's the use? So the good people have to become wealthy, but they should not get trapped by the lust for wealth because everything has a finite beginning. Best example for us is when we read Kathopanishad. See young Nachiketas. Even Yama could not bribe him with any of these attractions. He said, I give you absolutely long life for all 10 generations after you. This will any ordinary person will get the moha, isn't it? Ki my 10 generations are also going to. People are going to keep doing stuti of me. Wow. It's okay. Afterwards, I will see. That kind of feeling may come. But this young boy says, no, what happens after that? At the end of my very, very, very long life, I'm going to see a buffalo. I'm going to see Yama coming to take me away and take my entire Samrajya away. It is going to fall. Instead, I seek something which is going to be eternal. That is something which the yogis understand.
I think
Krishna goes on.
that is why there are these two words, na, happiness and blissfulness.
Yes, yes,
Happiness is maybe temporary, which comes from the material things,
yeah.
and blissful is the, I think, maybe
So,
everlasting
ji,
feeling.
ji. In Sanskrit, we have very nice Shreyas and Preyas.
Yes,
Prayas is very priya to me, very desirable to me. But desires lead to more desires, and desires cannot be contained or sustained. But
correct.
what is prayas and what is shreyas? What Arjuna keeps asking, Yat shreyaha sanishchitam bruhitan me. What is shreyas for me? Tell me what is right for me. Sometimes what is right is not really desirable, no?
Correct.
Somebody wants to lose weight. A very good diet is needed. That is Shreyas, isn't it? For somebody who wants to lose weight.
It may not
But
be
pray,
praise for him.
yes, sir. But it won't be prayers at all. It won't be prayers
Yeah,
at all. And the
correct.
person will have to leave all the junk food that is prayers because that is needed. So something like that the yogi can understand. So they are never misled. Let us go on. Krishna says, Shaknoti haiva yah sodhum praksharira vimokshanat कामक्रोधोद्भवं वेगं स युक्तः स सुखी नरः. Such a person is really Sukhi, who is extremely blissful. He who is able to bear and sustain the rush of anger and the gush of desire. In this very birth itself, he shall attain the highest realization of bliss that man can acquire. Bliss never became so easy or so cheap. Krishna has made it so easy for us. How can you experience the highest bliss? He says, control this Vega. Vega of what? The rush of anger and the gush of desire. Kama and Krodha. How does desire come in? Does it come in slowly, announcing, I am going to come today? No. Desire comes in just like that. Same thing about anger also, isn't it?
Very quick.
It comes very quickly. And the real challenge is to control those moments. That is why sometimes they say count till 10. Some people have to count till 100 or 1000 and still it does not go. Because it is that force, it is the force which takes over the person, which later on we will see Kama Esha, Krodha Esha, Rajo Guna Samudbhava. It is from the Guna Rajas that this is born, Krishna will tell us. But this is a sudden control. Many times people spoil their lives when one moment of Kama or one moment of Krodha, isn't it? Best relationships also are completely destroyed because this person, he says, I didn't know what I said in anger. They'll say, Raat gayi, baat gayi. It cannot be, no? The one who has spoken, one who is angry will never remember what the person has told. But the recipient is going to have that inside of them. And it's like words which are uttered once, you cannot take them back. It's like an arrow that has been fired. After firing, can you say? If there was an undo button, then Dhritarashtra also would be very happy without a curse on him. Not Dhritarashtra, Dasharatha, sorry, Raja Dasharatha. He had fired the arrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
But after it is fired, what can be done? Nothing, nothing. Something like that. These two forces, Kama and Krodha, they are sudden. The one who is able to control this at that moment, he is able to experience the highest bliss. One thing we can always take when we are in a state of sudden, this emotions which are controlling us. At least that time we should avoid taking decisions, isn't it? If we can do that, if at that particular moment when sudden force is there, no matter how important the decision is, it's like right now I'm feeling very angry or I'm feeling very frustrated. It's all right, let me not jump into it. I'll show that person who I am, and XYZ the dialogue start. Instead of that, I'll just take a moment. It is brilliant what can be done, because sometimes people are there to play with our forces only inside of us. Sometimes people trigger you. Trigger you for what? For absolutely apparently no reason. And then you get triggered and you become what we could say a puppet of somebody else. That is something we should not allow. And Krishna says somebody who can control all of this, that person can get the highest bliss in this world itself. Let us continue. Krishna goes on. Yontah sukhontaraatmanas atmas तथांतर ज्योतिरेव यः स योगी ब्रह्म निर्वाणम ब्रह्मभूतोऽधिगच्छति. One who experiences the bliss of realizing the inner self and also sees the light kindled within oneself. That yogi who realizes a state of divine extinction merges into Brahma, gaining absolute dissolution. So Krishna is saying one who experiences the bliss of realizing one's inner self. This experience, this sakshatkar, the person who gets of the divine within and can also see as witness the divine within the individual. It's like that light has got outside, is able to see that. Because these are actually very nice spiritual experiences that Krishna is talking about. Some yogi, it's like the blossoming of, they say, the inner lotus, the awakening of the inner consciousness. When the person is able to see, what happens then? that yogi, he realizes a state of divine extinction, meaning all these desires, no, which drive a person or which are so powerful, all of them suddenly fall apart, and that being becomes one with the divine. This person, this yogi, merges into the Brahman and gains that absolute dissolution Krishna is talking about. Yes, Shashiji.
I just want to ask, I didn't understand the bit about divine extinction.
Means
I
at this
didn't
state,
understand
yeah,
that.
this Brahma Nirvana, this is the word. Nirvana is merging into the divine. The word Brahma Nirvana is, we can say, this individual is no more into this world of existence at all when he reaches that state. It is Krishna is talking about that state. At that state where no reactions only are going to come anymore. All have become extinct.
Okay, but why the word divine and extinction are put
Divine
together?
Brahma and Nirvana, no? The Brahma Nirvana, this word. Because there are very interesting schools. We can say dissolution is there, no? What is dissolution?
Merging.
Like
Merging.
like happened with
Merging into
Meera,
one
no?
thing.
Sorry.
Meaning your individual self, the ego self has now got extinct.
Yeah, merging
It
into divine.
was
Ego
like
self, it is like
a
no
river
more
into an
existing.
ocean.
Yes, yes, something of that sort. You can call that.
Okay.
Drop,
Means
Like
no
wasn't
more,
able to see.
yeah.
no more there is the individual's, any even a remnant of that individual's ego self is also disappearing completely. There's
Okay.
nothing. Yes,
Like Meera got submerged
yes,
in.
yes. These were various sages did attain that. Many of them did attain that. So Krishna is talking about those, the highest stages of those sages. In the 25th shloka, he says, what happens then further? He says, Labante Brahma Nirvanam Rushayaha Kshina Kalmashaha Chinnadvaidha Yatatmanaha Sarvabhuta Hiterata. It's very interesting because many times people feel when we get extinct, what will happen? My role towards the world will also disappear. I don't need to do anything for the world. I am now out of this circuit. It is not that. This next shloka is very much connected with the last shloka, and here you see Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha, meaning what happens after that stage. This is a very good, important message for us that our role is to remain in the world and continue our actions and not dissolve, because it's very easy, isn't it? Once you get that experience of dissolution, why would you want to look at any mundane reaction or mundane task? Can Krishna not just sit and meditate in his laya? There's a beautiful description of Krishna meditating, that absolute silence, that it's like even the hair on his body also is not shaking, and he's in that absolute peace. So it's much more tempting to be in that state only rather than, tell Arjuna 100,000 shlokas. He is not listening, he is not changing, and yet the efforts go on because there is a need. There is a need for going into that state and then doing certain actions. You need to rise to that stage of consciousness so you can get a, you know,
Video is stopped.
It's frozen.
Yes.
Maybe internet problem at his end.
Hmm.
Gayatri ji,
Yes.
we missed you in class yesterday.
Yeah, I had a family function yesterday.
Okay.
So I came back after 10 o'clock, 10:30, I guess we returned from there. And it was not able, I was not able to connect from there.
Hariom.
So,
Yes, is it audible now?
yes,
Yes,
visible
okay.
also.
Okay, yes, yes. So this shloka about Brahma Nirvana has been introduced. So what is this Brahma Nirvana? It is what we talked about, a divine extinction, extinction of the ego. It's completely gone. But after that state, why should we enter into a simple action? Somebody who is in a Brahma Nirvana, why will he say, hello, how are you? How was your day? All these questions are irrelevant to this person, isn't it? But the next shloka tells us that there should be, like as Sri Aurobindo says, I think that was where I lost the audio connect. Sri Aurobindo in his sadhana has talked about two distinct moments. One is what we call the ascent. From the lower mortal consciousness, you try to ascend into the divine consciousness, but the ascent is also coupled by a descent, because that knowledge which is got must be utilized for the betterment of the world. We cannot escape from the world. Otherwise, it is just Arjuna is just going to sit in one corner, reach that state, and forget the Yuddha completely, isn't it? But he's going to come back into the world after receiving the knowledge. So the next shloka tells us a little bit more. What happens with this Brahma Nirvana? After getting the work is not complete. When this extinction into Brahma is attained, for those sages, a redemption is gained, meaning those sages have become mukta. They have become free, free from every suffering or every other human difficulties. These illumined masters with minds free of uncertainty, their every work done for the good of all becomes charity. I'll just repeat it once more. When this extinction into redemption is gained, meaning they have now experienced the salvation that's required. After reaching that state of salvation, what happens? These illumined masters with their minds, they are going to have no uncertainty at all. Their minds are free, with absolutely clear. Now, nothing is going to disturb their cognition or their perception. And then what happens? Every karma is going to become sarva bhuta hite rataha, meaning that every work done for the good of all becomes charity. That is the dana of that person, meaning from that stage of consciousness, it is like on the top of a snow-covered mountain, you throw a small pebble or some, it becomes a snowball afterwards, because from there it gathers a momentum, something like that, from that higher state of consciousness. For example, I see somebody spitting pan on the road and say, hey, don't spit pan. He might actually spit on me only, or he will not listen to what I'm saying. But when the Prime Minister of a country says, "Aap pichkari band honi chahiye," and immediately it starts it's a difference in level, isn't it? Who is speaking? Here is one person who is speaking, and there's one more person who is the head of the nation, a elected head. So something of that sort, we can say. It is the stage of consciousness which a person speaks, and all actions done from that side, they become charity. Means so many yogis, so many awakened ones, rishis, or they just a simple word of theirs, that word brings about huge transformation. The Shishyas also don't let that word fall down. Carry that on their head with such respect, and they bring it into action. Their job is not to do everything else from that point of consciousness. They are going to direct and channel energies for again what? For Sarva Bhuta Tirtha, for the betterment of the world. So that is why these sages reach that stage. Imagine if we also raise our consciousness, we are going to be able to manifest better changes. And it is not again for the self, it is for the divine. If we are available, will the divine not use us? Yes, anybody wishes to add something or share something? You are welcome. Or we continue. All right. So this person is free from karma and krodha. Means one more corollary is, if somebody is not free from karma and krodha, can you say that person is awakened? No, isn't it?
No, no.
Still, there is these human traits which are covering, or maybe that person is having realization in bursts, but has not yet reached the Brahman Nirvana, because Brahman Nirvana means that person has really made all of it extinct. So that journey for that person is complete in connection with Kama and Krodha. So let us see here. These yogis, Kama Krodha Viyuktanam Yatinam Yadachetasam Abhito Brahma Nirvanam Vartate viditatmanam. Krishna says these ones. The sages of the awakened self, how are they? They are liberated and free. For in their minds no desire or wrath can unconquered be. For within themselves the nirvana of Brahma they withhold, and around them this realization in all directions they unfold. This is very interesting. This aspect, what happens in such an individual? These sages of the awakened self, how are they? They are liberated and they are free. They are free to move where they want. When they are not moving by their desires, they are moving by a divine connection. That divine flow is moving through them only. That is why they say Ramta Jogi or Behta Pani. Koi rok nahi sakta. Nobody can stop a yogi in that laya or a river that is flowing. Just like that, these are the ones who have experienced that Brahma Nirvana. No desire, no wrath can be unconquered inside of them. For within themselves, the nirvana of Brahma they withhold. They are holding. From the outside, it may look like that individual may look like anything. We have seen already also. Appearances can be deceptive. The individual may be looking very frail and not very muscular, but we do not know what that person is holding inside of that frail body. Or conversely, also, it is possible. I had a very nice experience once when I went to a particular a temple, a Buddhist temple. There I saw a very young monk around my age only, and he got down from a nice cruiser. He was wearing saffron robes, but he had, he had wonderful, what we call the swag. No, it was very different. I could not really, it was like suddenly, this was almost a decade ago. I remember seeing that why is he having such very cool headphones, why is he walking like this, and yet his monk says he is now a celibate, he has now taken a complete tyaga, and that was where the group was also. But that is interesting, isn't it? If that person, I do not know who he is or what his state of realization, but if he has conquered, then he is going to hold that inside of him, that Brahma Nirvana. And what happens when that happens? When it spreads, it's like you have this fragrance is there, no? The fragrance of the kamal, when it blossoms, what happens? It will attract the Brahman automatically. It doesn't have to do and give a invitation everywhere. Something like that. These ones they generate this aura which spreads everywhere. My question is, what is this aura? Anybody? Have you heard of this? Or is it really something, or it is just a mental construct?
I don't know definition,
No,
but we have heard this word aura.
Okay.
The
Have you felt
Chaitanya
it?
around them.
Yeah, we have
The
felt if
Chaitanya
we
around them.
Okay. Okay,
it's
Chaitanya, Vijuji is saying, okay.
yes.
if we go near some saint or some, we can feel that vibrations
You can feel
sometimes
in the presence of that in the,
of
okay.
that person. Yes,
Okay.
guru and all.
All right. Gayatri ji is saying, anybody has an experience of seeing someone great and that aura of that person, has it ever captivated us? Yes, Shashiji. Yes, please.
When I had personal darshan of sweet mother,
Ah,
um, you know, you're enveloped in her presence, and once you come out of it, it's totally different. You
yeah.
you really feel the difference, and
Okay.
everything just goes out of your head.
Okay. And
Total,
this, how
total.
long ago was this? How long ago was this, Shashiji?
Oh, last time I saw her was probably 70, 69, 70. I left in
1970.
71, so I saw her before then.
Okay.
And
I did not know. I was
amazing.
not in this birth only that time.
Oh,
Yes, see.
yes, but it's also said that the ashram, Sri Aurobindo and Mother's
Samadhi.
aura.
Yeah.
Yeah, but their aura, if it's I don't know how many kilometers wide in
Yeah.
Pondi itself, that protection is always there.
Gee, absolutely. This is very true. This aura of, I think, thank you, Shashiji, for sharing this we are lucky that you could share this wonderful experience of someone who has actually, it is very rare to find someone who has actually seen the mother of Sri Aurobindo Ashram. But this aspect of aura of a divine saint or a divine figure, it is something very palpable. Look at this. A memory from 1969-70 is still Shashiji is able to recollect that, and that I think when you go into that memory also, it gives you a peace, isn't it, Shashiji?
Yes,
It
yes,
is like sudden.
absolutely.
It is something. It is something, and especially as they say about kilometers. Well, yes, they say the aura of Buddha also was said to be kilometers. It is like
Yes.
when that, and maybe we're not kilometers, but we must have seen at least some of us, some of the people in our life who have aura of few meters. Like even in
That is
business. Yes, Gayatri ji?
I think one can measure it with that Kirlian camera.
Okay, I don't
Some,
know about that. Maybe
yeah, some
it has
Yeah.
to be
one
standardized.
person is there.
It,
I forget that fellow's name, but he used to take photographs with his Kirlian camera and was measuring the aura. It changes color according to the
yeah.
person's nature and all. If he is
As a
very compassionate and
mechanical,
very,
yes, as a
so it will be
mechanical
changed.
engineer, I would want to first verify the standardization of that equipment, the sensitivity, what
Yes.
is the capacity, all those factors.
Yeah.
Yes, but I
So
don't
I
know
have
Yeah,
heard
how.
it's
about
a
this
Right.
Russian
Kirlian camera.
invention.
It's a Russian
It's a Russian
invention. I will check
invention
that out.
from
Kirlian
Yes.
camera, right?
beginning of last
I have
century.
read somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, all right. Pankaji is saying
Sir,
something.
yeah, yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. मुझे तो ऐसा लगता है कि ऑरा जो है, आई कुड बी टोटली रॉन्ग. आई हैव मेट मल्टीपल सेंट्स, मल्टीपल सेलिब्रिटीज, क्रिकेट,
Okay.
बॉलीवुड, you know, almost everybody. And I have seen ऑरा ये सबके आसपास होता है कुछ ना कुछ, थोड़ा कम
Okay.
ज्यादा. It depends on the level.
Hmm.
I met last year जगत गुरु श्री राम भद्राचार्य जी, जो
Okay, sir.
ब्लाइंड हैं, जो
Yes.
तो ऑनेस्टली मेरी अपनी ऐसी फीलिंग है कि ऑरा आपके दिल में होता है. आप
Okay.
जब उनके सामने जाते हो, जिस ऑरा जिस भावना से आप जाते हो, वही आप
Okay.
वहां देखते हो. दैट्स माय फीलिंग. आई कुड बी
Means
टोटली
there, okay. But then the individual, okay, that is Pankaj has shared his insight that probably it is the aura for an individual and what inside of the heart, what is perceived. All right, we'll come to this in a moment. Pallavi is adding something. Yes, see.
So I want to ask you, there is positive aura and negative aura both, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely, absolutely. And and everybody has an aura. If we are to draw our own aura right now around us, I think it'll come like a circle going around maybe our conscious area, isn't it? Maybe I may be talking, looking at this screen, but if somebody else moves in this room or somebody's sitting somewhere and doing something, I would be able to sense it, isn't it?
Mhm.
Like that, if you see, and sometimes in meetings, you have a business meeting going on. A lot of chaos, disharmony is there. And suddenly one individual comes into the meeting, and then the entire scene of the meeting is changed because that person's aura has suddenly
I'm
if everybody
experiencing this.
can
He's gone again.
hear you.
Oh,
Okay,
there.
today I do not have maybe aura and network both are bad, I think, today.
Well,
So,
you could
yes.
call it
So
presence for want of a better word. It's the
yeah.
presence of the
Okay.
individual.
Yes. And as a person's sadhana,
Yeah.
far sadhana, um,
You've
just
you've you're stopping and starting.
I think I need to increase my sadhana so my internet aura increases. Yes, please. So yeah, so let us because there's a little bit of limitation here in our when I'm in the city, I don't have network troubles, but here in village we have that problem. But okay, so Each of us has it. Each of us has it, and we can cultivate it. Sometimes you see, we all do dhyan, or many of us do meditation, or we have a place. We sit and we start meditating in a one particular place. If we keep doing it at that same place regularly, that place starts getting the experience. Somebody who is
Yes,
sensitive may come in your absence and still feel peaceful in that place because that
yes.
place has got what we can say charged with your aura.
Mm.
And these yogis, by virtue of their sadhana, they are able to generate it. It goes quite far as well. There was a beautiful quote. If at all the French Revolution took place, it was because there was a man on Indian snows meditating upon liberty, equality, and fraternity. One person in here, this was, I think, the mother's quote only, or it is Sri Aurobindo. I do not know. But both their quotes I keep getting mixed with, so they're one for me. But this aspect of a yogi meditating on the Himalaya, his aura reaching elsewhere, and somebody else getting inspired by those the vision of that yogi, that is something very interesting because it connects with the cosmic consciousness of the individual. The individual is connected with the cosmic consciousness, and that's a very different experience. And Krishna is talking about those yogis who have now controlled their anger, kama, and krodha completely. They start generating, there's an aura around them and also wherever they go. Once this aura of Dr. Abdul Kalam, anybody has heard of it? How it
Yes,
was? Yes, anyone has a chance to had a chance to meet him in person?
yes.
Oh, yes, Anjali ji, can you share something? Yes, please.
I was teaching in a school and we were celebrating the 125th year of the school's inception.
Okay,
So I was at the backstage, we were comparing the event,
okay,
and he was supposed to exit through another, exit through the another entrance, another
Yeah. Gate.
yeah,
gate, not gate exactly. The stage had two
okay,
entrances.
entrances,
So he
right.
Exit.
walked
Wing.
into one, yeah. So
Yeah,
he was supposed to exit through another entrance. But what happened was he suddenly decided to come to us where we were sitting at the backstage. And I was all alone there, and he came up to me and spoke to me and asked me what I was teaching. And
oh, wow.
I was so dumbfounded. I didn't know what to say. I was so speechless because I never
You
expected
must
him
be
to
shivering.
he has come so close to me and talked to me. And then as he was getting down the steps, I offered my hand to help him. He said, "No, no, I'm okay. I can manage." He said, and he just walked
Yeah,
away. And then all of us rushed behind him and took pictures with him.
okay.
But
Yeah, yeah,
he's so down to
yeah.
earth in such a simple and humble
Absolutely.
manner.
Yes, yes, and this is an interesting experience, and this is something which I had a chance to see him from close in one conference, and I remember all the scientists suddenly became patriotic when the national anthem was being chanted. Till then, everybody was not bothering about anything. They were all laid back. When he entered, it was like sudden an electric aura of his. Same thing, even before he became the president, even before he became the Dr. Abdul Kalam, he had it. Means I had a very good chance to interact in close with one of his students who was later advisor when he became the president, Dr. Professor Arun Tiwari ji, who co-wrote the Wings of Fire. He told something very interesting. He said when he was in his DRDO and his engineering days also, that time he was sitting in the library. He and his friends were doing some reading there in the library, and of course gossiping. And everybody in the library do talk a little bit, though everybody says there should be silence. But suddenly somebody came and the full library became quiet. Somebody was walking and nobody knew what. He said, "Who is this? Who is that person?" He said, "That is Dr. Abdul Kalam. He's our new HOD." And they were all so Steve, he said, "That day I came to know what that aura is." And another example he gives is when he went to a foreign country where the president of that country is very surprised. He says, "You are more popular. You are more popular than in my country than I am." Because that is how a person means. How did he rise there? By his karma only, isn't it? By his karma, by his actions. But there are ways of cultivating one's aura, and that is by dhyana. Krishna says that. And there are going to be some techniques of dhyana which Krishna is going to share. It's going very short. There are only two techniques. It is Pallavi wants to ask something? Yeah, okay, welcome. Yes,
So,
dear.
does it feel like being humbled by them or
What?
something else? Does it feel like being humbled by them or is it something else?
Does it feel? Being
Being
humbled, yeah,
humble.
yeah. Yeah, you become
Yes.
humbled by their presence. You become humbled by the presence.
So
In
that is what
the,
you said in your Saurabh.
yes, yes, even in the Bhagavad Gita, the very first adhyaya, when they talk about Shankanath, they talk about the aura of Pitama Bhishma, which makes even the heroes start feeling more powerful. That is why the Kauravas were actually full of, because Bhishma is there on our side, and the presence, his presence only, it not just humbled also, it can be, it can raise one's spirits also.
Hmm.
I mean, it's a multiple, it's like so many such facets can come out of that. Or suddenly an aura of peace will come in when a person comes, or in a very difficult time when you are looking for support and strength. Suddenly, one individual whom you see, that person may not come and help you directly, but you see that person is now entered the room and you suddenly feel, now I know nothing wrong is going to happen, and you suddenly feel confident because that person is your Shraddha Sthana, and that person's appearance is like a arrival, like Krishna's arrival to change the tide, no? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya ch dushkrutam. Like that is something. So this is cultivated by different individuals, and it is just a consequence of their raising of consciousness. That is something. Let us. I think we have some time. We have 4 minutes. So there are going to be two techniques of meditation in the Gita. Just one moment. Yes. What is it? Yeah. Sorry. So in the Gita, there are two techniques of dhyana which are mentioned, but they are very quickly mentioned. Blink and a miss. You need to look at the shlokas. The next shloka is going to talk about one technique. The shloka number 27. After talking about Brahma Nirvana and how these awakened ones generate this consciousness around themselves, Krishna talks about one technique of meditation. Let us see what that is. Sparshan kritva bahirbahyams chakshushchaivantare bhruvo pranapanau samakritva nasabhyantara charinau. Shunning all external touches, they concentrate. Focusing at the center between eyebrows, they meditate, controlling the life force, entering and leaving the nostril, their inhalation and exhalation. They equalize by their will. This is a simple technique Krishna is talking about. Let us just look at it once more and maybe we can just try it for a couple of minutes. Shunning all external touches, they concentrate, meaning you just close your eyes and at that time concentrate, forgetting all the external touches. Because many times when you try to do meditation, that time only you feel a lizard is going to fall on me, or something is my head is scratching, or all such thoughts come in which try to disturb us from that moment of meditation. So at that particular time, all external whatever, if something is on the stove, you can close that when you're doing meditation so you're no more disturbed by it, or you finish your work and then enter into that state of dhyana. All external touches or external attractions or thoughts have to be kept aside. Focusing at the center between eyebrows, they meditate. This is a very interesting place. Whenever we apply the tilak or we keep the bindi, everything is at this point, isn't it? The center, at the point between eyebrows. Well, that is a very special point. In the eighth adhyaya, we will see one more reason why Krishna is talking about that point. But that is said to be a special place in terms of consciousness. It is where we can say here, if you have Ida and the Pingala, this is the seat of the Sushumna, the awakening. Your Viveka Buddhi becomes Jagrut. Imagine what happens when your Viveka Buddhi gets Jagrut. That means you will know what is right and what is wrong very clearly. When you know that, it is very easy, isn't it, to make a decision. Problem is when you are confused, when you're not able to see what is right and wrong. That happens because of our emotions, because of our attachments, because of our personal biases. That is why we should have no bias. because when you'll have very clear, it's like you can just separate what we can say milk and water. You're not mixing both of them together like that. So yes, Vijuji, yes, Magic.
Nothing.
No, okay, I think background. Yeah, I'll just mute you then. Okay. Focusing at the center between eyebrows, they meditate, controlling the life force entering and leaving the nostril. Their inhalation and exhalation, they equalize by their will. The prana and the apana, the life force entering in and the life force going out, what you're exhaling. You're controlling that and you're equalizing it by your will. It's just for 2 minutes. Let us try this technique of Krishna. It is better to try it for 15 minutes also later on when you are home or when you are free. But for 2 minutes right now, let us just forget every external factor. If something is there, I don't think if you can just ensure if no fire or anything is lit anywhere, you can be comfortable for 2 minutes, forgetting all other aspects. So let us just try. For 2 minutes, I'll just say once Hari Om, and 2 minutes later we can experience. So what we do is let's close our eyes, focus at the point between the eyebrows. Let us try to focus there. With practice, we'll be able to do it better. Focus at the point between the eyebrows. Inhalation and exhalation. Each of us has a different rhythm of breathing. Krishna is trying, just try to equalize. If you're taking in for 2 seconds, exhale for 2 seconds. If you are for three, whichever is comfortable to you, just control that and equalize it. So for 1 minute, for 2 minutes, we will start now. Let us begin. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Yes. It was just for 2 minutes. Anybody, can you just share what you felt in this 2 minutes?
I was about to sleep.
You were about to sleep. Very relaxed, isn't it? You don't have to
It
mind. If you
was.
fall asleep also, you can call it yoga nidra and not mind. Yes, see. All right. Anybody else?
No, you can feel the world receding. Everything just quietens down
See, see.
instantly.
Yes, isn't it?
I was
And
feeling my breath that I'm taking it in,
yes.
exhaling it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And it's actually this breathing is keeping us alive, but we never give attention to the breathing. The day our breathing does not work, we are over. But we don't even look at this simple thing. But this is a beautiful technique Krishna has told. Equalize your breathing in and exhaling. Anybody else would like to share? After which we will go to the end of it. Yes, Pankaji. Yes, sir.
Yeah, मुझे भी लगा I was also trying to equalize
Yes, sir.
the in and out of the
Yes, sir.
breath.
Ji, sir.
Otherwise, everything was okay.
Everything was okay. Some very interesting thing is if you can couple it with a mantra, no? So you don't have to even count. It will be like you're doing a japa, and that mantra will keep your mind busy also. Otherwise, the mind starts traveling elsewhere. So
ठीक.
this simple technique which Krishna has taught, it is very easy for us to suddenly control if we are losing our pressure, like our anger or emotions and all. No? Just try. It's very difficult to do it at those times. It is difficult to meditate at that time. Pallavi wants to share something. Yes, please.
So when I was doing it, it's a problem I face every time. But I am observing myself doing it. So is it considered a distraction?
What you are observing?
I'm observing myself doing the concentrating here and equalizing breath.
Yeah, that's all right now.
So
As just it is all right. You can just increase the time and then watch are the thoughts coming in or not. Now it's just 2 minutes. No, you can make it for 5, 10,
so
up to even. Yeah. What is the question, Ji? Yeah.
the thing is, I am focusing on myself, watching over these two concentration areas.
So that is all right. Your focus should be at this point. Actually, your point, if you are not able to focus, you put your finger only and press it for some time and then remove it. You will still feel that sensation. You'll be able to focus at that particular point. And the second thing is just focus on, you don't have to do anything actually. Just your breathing, no? Inhalation and exhalation, try to make it equal.
And yeah, the thing is, at that time, I'm thinking of me doing that thing. So is it
So
okay?
maybe
I'm
no,
not.
when you start doing, no, there is a beautiful stage which Krishna says, "Na kinchit api chintayet." Not a single thought comes into the mind. When you practice this, it will silence the mind completely. It is about doing it. It is like water. Also, you have to minimum boil for some, you say 2 to 3 minutes. Nicely, you heat it. Then only water will start boiling, isn't it? Otherwise, water will not start boiling easily. If you just do it in bursts and then again turn it off after a few seconds, again turn on, off, it will not boil. Something like that. For a minimum threshold, it varies for every person. One participant called it 2 minute meditation and told me after 1 year, this 2 minute meditation is very useful for me. I said, what do you mean, sir? He said, no, every day I've been doing 2 minute meditation.
Easy and quick.
But it was not meant to be 2 minutes because of time frame. We said two, but this person got benefit with that 2 minute meditation also. That 2 minutes is done it sincerely. So that is working. Maybe if you do a longer time, it might be better. And it is very useful. Personally, I felt was when by nature I am very emotional. So the emotions are disturbed. That time meditation is very difficult. Once I really got an experience where I felt I was betrayed by a very close friend of mine. That betrayal, didn't hurt me here, it hurt me like in my heart only. And it was like, there was anger, there was so much emotions suddenly flowing inside. And I thought, Sister, what is this? You read Gita and you are now having so much emotions. Let's do that meditation. It took me half an hour to just calm down and enter into a state where I can control my inhalation and exhalation because that much time and it felt so bad at that experience. But half an hour later, when I did finish that meditation afterwards, when I was able to control my emotions, I could calm my mind down. And when I had a nice, maybe 10-15 minutes of meditation, then I got a very peaceful sleep. And the next day, it was very nice that I didn't get disturbed. Something very nice opened up the very next day for me. So, this aspect of controlling our Krishna says, no, Kama and Krodha. He gives us the way also to control the Kama and Krodha by dhyana. And this is one beautiful technique which is free, easily possible. Anywhere he has not even specified you have to sit in this particular position, use this particular mudra, nothing. If you want to do it upside down and you're able to do it, that is also fine, no problem. Krishna is not talking about it, but he's talking about equalizing. And this is the technique of the ancients. And just imagine if you're able to extend it not just in meditation, if you're able to control your breath and at your every activity also. Would that not suddenly make you more aware and more conscious? Well, that is one experiment worth doing ourselves in our lives. And with this, I think we will draw a pause for today's session. If anybody wishes to.
Sir, can I say a few
Yes, sir.
words?
Yeah, of course, sir.
So,
Yes, please.
so there is a 100-year-old yoga institute in Santa Cruz in Mumbai.
Yes,
The
sir.
third generation in teaching. There is a teacher, which is I think 75, 76-year-old,
Yes, sir.
Hansama. She says that in the old ancient gurukuls, the students were first taught how to breathe.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, if you can control your breath, Nobody can control you.
Wow, wow. So beautiful, sir. So beautifully said.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
And they teach their some modification of this technique called pratyahara, where you actually
Called what, sir? Called
pratyahara.
Pratyahara.
So
Yes, sir.
withdraw your senses. So symbolically, you put your fingers on the eyes, ear, nose, mouth, and close, and you just focus on breathing, and you
Yes.
try to equalize your breathing. After some time, you become thoughtless because your mind is like a monkey, keeps on running from one place to another, things of work, family, here, there.
Yes, sir.
So after some time, when you become thoughtless, and suddenly you feel start lightheaded, and maybe you think little better.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Dr.
Is it
Nandakishore.
Brahmari? We
No,
do that
Brahmari is
humming
different.
sound.
Brahmari is
Okay.
different. Brahmari
In that
pranayam is
also we
different.
put
Yes,
fingers
we
here.
quit like that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
in Brahmari, you are actually closing this and humming
Yes,
like
yes,
so.
putting it, yeah.
Whereas here, you are just putting here, and then closing your eyes and just
yes.
focusing on your breathing.
Absolutely.
And
So that
humming
is the
sound
power
comes,
of,
yeah.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
the power of, we can say, just becoming conscious of our breath. I remember when I was first told about meditation, I knew my mind is a monkey mind. It cannot sit quietly. And when I asked my guru, how do I meditation? What should I do? Meditation is not working for me. He said, acting karo. I was surprised. What is the meaning of acting? He said, you don't know acting? You sit in one place, don't move around, don't do anything, just sit quiet in one place. Pretend you are meditating. And I didn't know in this acting, when suddenly meditation came on its own. Because meditation, dhyana is actually a consequence. It is a consequence of creating the right atmosphere. You will enter into a state of dhyana on your own. That is what Krishna is talking about here also. Control your breathing, and you will enter into that state. Just like how Dr. Nandakishore shared about this institute. So this is one interesting technique that Krishna has talked about. There will be one more technique about emptying the mind. Just because when you do this for 15 minutes, then you will understand how the mind's thoughts come into play, how the mind's thoughts intervene. So at that time, what we can do, that is also shared by Krishna in the next adhyay. So with this, yes, Pallavi wants to ask something. Okay, yes, see.
So you're telling about the thoughtless state, right?
Yes.
I mean, I meditate for
Okay.
quite some time every
Oh,
day.
okay, that's lovely. Yes, see.
Uh, but the thing is, I mean, I just
I think I'm not hearing you, Pallaviji.
She's disappeared.
Okay, all right. Maybe Pallaviji can share it in the group what she wishes to share. So, yes.
I think earlier she was saying, am I audible?
Yeah, yes, you are audible. Ji.
No, I think probably she was trying to convey that whenever she meditates, she finds herself stepping outside of herself and watching herself meditating. So
Huh.
that was her problem, or that was her issue. So she was asking if that was whether it was
No,
okay,
it's fine.
if it
It's fine.
was
It is fine. It is fine.
normal,
As an observer, becoming an observer is nothing wrong,
yeah,
actually.
of herself. Yeah.
Yes. It is good. It is good. As long as the other thoughts are not coming in between. And here you have to ensure you don't lose the track of your breathing. Your mind is not too free as well, because you are now alert and trying to equalize the breath. That's
And
to do it.
regarding
Yeah.
meditation, you were saying how you were told to act
Yeah.
meditating or act
Yes.
it out. So there's a proverb that says, "Fake it till you make it."
Yeah, very
Yeah,
true.
yes. But
Very
applicable in
nice.
some
Fake it
places.
till you make it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Applicable in certain cases, of course. So with this, I think we are ready to conclude. If some one takeaway, I think, is the meditation technique which Krishna has shared.
Yes.
Let us resolve to you know practice it every day. Let us try whenever we can. And okay,
Yes, we
Pallavi
can
has
find,
something else to
we can
share.
start with 2 minutes.
Okay. Yes, Pallavi wants to share something else. Okay, we will listen to
want
that.
something else.
Yeah.
It just, oh my god. So you observe, being the observer, you have told, right?
Yes,
Is
yes,
it okay
Sakshi.
to be the
It's
observer of
fine.
a technique?
Yes, yes, yes. And the real technique is the challenge is to continue it after the meditation technique also.
So
You
it's
have to
okay to be the
be real.
observer.
Yeah, it is fine. It is fine. As
Yeah,
long
this
as
is
you are
what
not
I'm
missing. Yeah, yeah, as long as you are not missing on the kriya, no, on the action, on the deed, then it's fine. It's fine. Everybody has a different type of mind. Some people have a second mind going on continuously on the inside. One
yeah.
mind goes in. So all of these are all different traits of our human nature. As we become closer, it is better to experience rather than think about it too much, because then your mind also has the ability to start. I got this awakening. I am experiencing this. Like one person, he felt his Kundalini got Jagrut and he got very excited. Everybody in the home was somewhere happy, somewhere worried. Later on, they found out it was just hypoglycemia. And that person had to be admitted. So let us not auto suggest anything. Let it be. Let somebody say, okay, my this chakra is open, the other one. Mine is rotating at this RPM. Fine, no problem. I don't care. I'm doing the Kriya. Let us do the action and let us see as we go ahead. So I think with this we will conclude, because I think it is also time. We conclude with the Shanti Mantra. I request Pallaviji and others, if you wish to share some insights onto the group, you are most welcome. Let us conclude with the Shanti Mantra. Hari Om. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. हरि ओम तत्सत्. कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. पुनर्मिलामः. See you
Hari
next
Om.
week.
Hari Om.
Namaste
Punah
ji.
Milamaha.
Thank
Hari
you.
Om.
Have a
Thank you
good
ji.
Thank you, Ji.
weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you ji.
Bye-bye.
Hari Om.
Thank you.
Wishing you a happy
Now
weekend.
we'll meet on
Namaste.
Monday.
Yes ji. Yes.
Hari Om.
Namaste.
Hari Om.
Hari Om ji. Namaste.
Hari Om.
Namaste. Hari Om.